It's Michele with Ready or Not Prepares.
Some people may notice, some might not, but people who pay attention to preparedness understand something's going on that's much deeper. Because when fuel prices start rising, all of a sudden, it's usually the first signal of a ripple effect that will touch almost every part of our daily life. Tonight, I want to talk about rising fuel prices and what it really means. More importantly, what do we have to do to prepare ourselves before the ripple hits everything else? And it will. So, this is not about politics. It's about understanding how global events show up in our everyday lives and household budgets. So, we understand gas prices aren't just about driving your car. Fuel is the backbone of modern life. Let's reason together. We understand fuel moves trucks, fuel powers farm equipment, fuel transports food across the country. So when fuel costs rise quickly, we know and can see the impact moves through the economy like a wave. It starts at the pump, but then it hits transportation. That's your buses, that's commuting, that's your trains. It affects your grocery because they have to get in the stores. It affects your delivery services, your FedEx, your UPSs. It affects airline tickets. And I think now in the news, you're hearing more and more just around the world, around the globe, that airline or air flights are being canceled. The pump is usually the first warning sign that something deeper is taking place in the economy. So, what do we realistically expect when we see fuel prices rising, starting to rise like this? Right off the bat, what do you think? Higher food prices. So, what's the resolution? What should we be doing to prepare? Come on, the ones who followed Ready or Not Prepared so far, what would it be? It is to build a rotating pantry, like a 2 to 4 week food supply. Even that can protect your household from sudden price spikes. So if you get it now, you know as things continue down this road, you got it at this price. So you want to lock in while you can. What's number two, you think? Number two is what I said earlier, higher transportation costs. Because as fuel costs rise, businesses pass that cost to consumers. Your shipping increase, the delivery increase, and that being the case, travel becomes more expensive. So what's the preparedness resolution? The preparedness resolution is, and I've said this before, keep your vehicle maintained and try to keep your gas tank at least half full. Because that simple habit gives you flexibility if prices spike or supplies get tight. So at least you, again, it's like with the grocery, you come in at a reasonable point before everything just kind of, spikes up higher. Next is supply chain pressure. So when energy or when gas becomes expensive, companies slow their production and their shipping. And that's when we start seeing things like, items out of stock, empty shelves, delayed deliveries. Just certain things are just going to be harder to find. I mean, it already takes, if you're getting something imported from overseas, China especially, it takes months to get here almost. And so the preparedness resolution in this, or suggestion, is if there are household essentials that your family relies on, those medical items, your hygiene products, your batteries, don't wait until the shortage starts. Don't wait until everybody is looking for the same thing, and just kind of buying stuff off the shelf. Because panic buying does take place. That's why preparedness is so key. Now, there's another part of this that people don't really talk about enough, which I just kind of made mention of, and that's panic behavior. Because whenever people sense instability, whether it's economic, whether it's natural disasters or global tensions, there's always a moment where people just panic and rush to the stores. Just getting whatever. I've seen it time and time again. You've probably seen it before as well. I noticed it with the winter weather that we had, and I was kind of getting some light stuff out of the grocery store. And man, did I see people's cart just kind of full with just panic buying, just no rationality to it. The shelves empty. The fuel stations get crowded. I've seen disasters where when the gas was hacked, I saw people putting gas in plastic bags to carry. People just become irrational under these kind of conditions. So you don't want to be caught up in that. Because when you're prepared, you avoid the confusion and the chaos because you prepared before the rush started. Ultimately, in this circumstance, it's about awareness. You're reading the signs. You know there's an impact. You're already seeing everything creep up, especially the gas. If you see the gas creeping up and you know what's going on globally, shouldn't you put something in place? Events happening thousands of miles away can show up in very real ways in our everyday lives. That's my point of this episode. It can show up at the gas pump, in the grocery store, and in your household budgets. Expect that. Because this level of preparedness isn't about surviving the disasters. It's about building stability in an unstable world. It's the responsible thing to do.